A new report raising serious health concerns about the popular gluten-free diet fad. Researchers at Harvard University say gluten-free diets could increase the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Let's take a close look at the benefits and risks of gluten-free products. Dr. Jen Caudle is a family physician. She's also an assistant professor at Rowan University School of Osteopathic Medicine, and she joins us now with this very important study. Dr. Caudle, a lot of people thought that a gluten-free diet would make them healthier, and this study says the opposite. It says that the dangers could actually be severe from a gluten-free diet. Specifically, this study found that the people with the highest intake of gluten had an 80% lower chance of developing type 2 diabetes, which has no cure. So if you don't eat gluten, you're less likely to get diabetes too. If you...
Right, so you're exactly right. Basically, the more gluten you eat,
the better chance you have of not getting diabetes
the less
too.
chance you have of getting type 2 diabetes, which is sort of contrary to what I think a lot of people think. Now, I'm going to talk about this study. It was an observational study. Almost 200,000 people looked at over 30 years that were in different studies.
Big pool.
That's big numbers, but it's observational, so it doesn't prove cause and effect. It just shows there may be a link. So we actually have to do other studies.
They had to fill out a log of what they ate.
They did,
right?
and that also includes, that increases a different variable, meaning because sometimes we don't remember what we ate. There's a lot of variables here, so we need further studies to prove that this is the case. But in this study, you're right. The more gluten someone ate in the study, the less chance they had of getting type 2 diabetes, which again is a little bit different than what a lot of people think.
Now, gluten is a protein. It's found in cereals such as wheat, rye, and barley. It's in a lot of foods you might not expect, including salad dressing, soup, beer.
A whole lot of stuff.
Anyone with celiac disease has to avoid it, right?
Right. So that's the thing, is because there are people who need to avoid gluten for medical reasons. They have celiac disease, which is an autoimmune condition.
And 1 in 100 people, I read, have celiac disease. So a lot of people do need to avoid gluten.
And for medical reasons. But there are many people who are avoiding it now because they think it's going to help them lose weight or it will make them healthier. But the truth of the matter is, we don't really have a lot of studies that actually prove that's the case for the person who avoids gluten for non-medical reasons.
So is there a benefit to avoiding gluten?
Well,
because these diets are popular.
Yeah, they are very popular. You go to the grocery store, what do you see? Gluten-free this, gluten-free that. My patients are coming to me with gluten-free, Dr. Caudle, gluten-free, And the point being is, if you have a medical reason to avoid gluten, like celiac, I want you to avoid it. But honestly, as a family doctor, I am an advocate for a balanced diet. I want you to have fiber and protein and gluten and all sorts of things that you need. The truth of the matter is we don't have a lot of evidence that suggests that cutting out gluten for non-medical reasons makes you any healthier. And in fact, this study shows the contrary, right? That eating more gluten could almost maybe make you healthier by lowering your risk of type 2 diabetes. That's the question.
Well, for people who don't know, what would the impact be of developing type 2 diabetes?
Well, type 2 diabetes is very serious. You mentioned it's a chronic condition. There is no cure. We have medications and lifestyle changes to sort of control the condition. But when you have diabetes, it increases your risk for many other things, like heart problems and strokes. It's very important and very serious.
So if you choose a gluten-free diet to think you're being healthier, you might want to rethink that.
You just may want to think again, right? And you want to do the things that we know keeps you healthier. Exercising, eating a healthy diet. We know those things keep you healthy, right?
I'm doing it, Doctor. I'm doing it.
I'm glad to hear it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.